Hello everyone, Jedi Styles here, and I'm back today with another TTM video, which stands for Through the Mail, of course. Now, as some of you have may noticed, if you happen to see a weird type of title or something in my description, it's usually going to be in my title. That's because I'm trying to do a wordplay on the people that I'm getting back. I know it's horrible, but I thought I'd have a little fun with it and try to make a little, play on words with the names or something to do about the people that I get in the mail. So I thought I'd try it out. Tell me what you think. Trying to be a little funny, a little humorous at times. It's probably a horrible attempt at it, but I'm trying. So if you see this one, it gives you some sort of clue as to who you're looking for. So the first one is coming out of San Francisco. It's a 1 of 1 success in 7 days, so very fast, especially when it's come all the way, has to go all the way to across the country and back again because I live in Virginia. So 7 days is pretty good, and it was free. And this is coming back from Mr. Roger Craig on his 84 Topps rookie card. So it's a beautiful card. Nice signature. And I'll talk a little bit about Roger Craig and his NFL career. He's now 60 years old, so he's 60. He played 11 years in the NFL, mostly with San Francisco. He played for San Francisco for 8 years. He played for the Vikings for 2 years, and he played with Raiders for 1 year. He is a four times he went to the Pro Bowl. He was he won the All-Pro, got an All-Pro award, one time, and he's actually a 3-time Super Bowl champ. He put up really good numbers. Sort of surprising he's not in the Hall of Fame. If you look at this, of course you can't look at it, but he was the 1988 Offensive Player of the Year. He had, in his career, he had over 8,000 rushing yards, or 56 touchdowns, that's just rushing. He also contributed 566 catches, receptions, for another 4,900 yards, and another 17 TDs. His numbers are really good. I don't know how to say it. In 1985, he led the league, not in rushing yards, not in rushing TDs. As a running back, he led the league in receptions with 92 in 1985. That same year, he did have over 1,000 yards rushing and over 1,000 yards receiving, which is incredible. In 1988, he led the league in yards from scrimmage, so total yards. He led the league in total yards in 1988. So he has the numbers. It's just a matter of time. I think maybe eventually he'll get in. But he is one of the 49ers' greatest running backs. He's got to be top 5, if not top 3. So there's Roger Craig and the 84 Topps. All right, my next card, excuse me, is coming out of Coral Stream, Illinois. This was I say a 3 of 4 success. I got 4 things back signed, but one of the cards I sent did not get signed. I'll explain that. Came back in 14 days, free, and it's coming back from Mr. Frank Tanana. Now, of course, when he gives his returns, he always sends his little religious booklet here, but he did sign it, John 4:16, to inscribed. And he always sends this along, his story and his life and his meaning, what it meant to him, and God's word and everything like that. So here's his little booklet, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty neat little book there. He did sign this 91 Flair. Inscribed at John 3:36. Frank Tanana. I'll put that right there. That. He did not sign this one. He did not sign my 84 Topps. The reason is, I guess he doesn't sign dupes, because I sent 2 84 Topps, but he did not sign this one, so which is fine. I'll just taking a chance on it. He inscribed this one John 3:16, so the 84 Topps looks good. And he also signed my 92 Fleer and inscribed it John 14:6. So this is Mr. Frank Tanana. Thank you. very much for signing those, and it does not matter that you. Something happened, must have been in the mail, because each of the cards that came back had that little, I don't know, I don't even know what that is, a ding, but when it went through the machine and got caught right there in the corner, which is fine. I'm not worried about that. But anyways, thank you very much, Mr. Tanana, and he did answer my questions, by the way. I asked him who would he consider the best player that he played with or against. He said many great ones. He can't name just one. His favorite ballparks were Old Tiger Stadium, Anaheim Stadium, Old Comiskey, and Memorial Stadium in Baltimore. So those were his favorites. He has some really good numbers also. So some stats about him. He is 67 years old now. I'll show you some of the backs of some of these. I'll show you actually one of the 92, so you can look at some of the stats while I'm reading this. He played for 21 years, so he had a very long career, which is impressive. He mostly played for California, the Angels, and Detroit. He played 8 years for both of those teams, but he also did play for the Rangers for 4 years. The Mets and the Yankees, they split time in his last season, and he played 1 year for Boston also. He had a career record. Basically, he was 240 wins, 236 losses. So he had a really good, 240 wins is nothing to be ashamed of. He did lose quite a lot of games, but that is okay. His career ERA was 3.66, which from today's standards is really good. He did have 143 complete games, which is a good, decent number. He had over 2,700 strikeouts, and he played in he started 616 games. He only played in like 640 some, and he started 616 of those. So he was, pretty much just a starter. He did have one save in his career. I don't know if it's on this card. Yeah, right there. 1990, excuse me, though. He had one save for the Detroit Tigers. That was the only save he had in his career. He was a 3-time All-Star. He led the league in ERA in 1977 when he had a 2.54 ERA, and you can see that it doesn't show up on that card. But in 1977, he had a 2.54 ERA, which is really impressive. That same year, he was 15-9, had 7 shutouts that year, and he also led the league in 1975. Well, another year, in 1975, he led the league in strikeouts. So he had a very decent career in baseball. Better than average. Might not be Hall of Fame. But he had a very better than average career, I would say. All right, and my last one is a 2 of 4 success, and I'll explain that in a minute. 5 days, look at that. This came back in 5 days. It was free. It's coming from Greensboro, Piedmont Triad area. That's one of the reasons why it came back in 5 days. I live on the east coast of Virginia, and Greensboro is probably only 4 hours from me, 4 or 5 hours from me. But however, the turnaround time is still awesome. You think it takes 2 days to get there once I send it out. It took him 2 days to send it back, so the day he got it, he must have signed it, put it in the mail the next day. So pretty awesome. And this is coming, some of you might already know who this is coming from. This is coming back from Mr. Richard Petty, the GOAT of NASCAR. Now, I will tell you this. He has a 2-card limit, which I did not know. I would have only sent him 2 cards if I knew he had a 2-card limit. But here's his, it says, as stated on the website. See, I didn't go to the website. Due to massive amounts of daily autograph requests, only 2 items per mailing. Any over 2 will be returned unsigned. So it is nice that he returned them. So if anybody wants to send to Richard Petty, he's quick, he signs well, but only send 2, please. Basically. So, and he does sign in silver, and they look awesome. This is a 94 finish line and a 95 press pass. They both look great on the cards. There's that one. And this one. I have some, in just a minute, I'm going to tell you some just extremely awesome numbers about this guy. When I was doing the research, this was one of the things I love to do about researching TTMs. I'll get to that in a minute. The 2 he didn't sign is this Sports Kings press pass, and he did not sign this Petty Enterprises truck card. which I might send these two back out or something else, because a lot of these NASCAR cards, I'm going to keep one of them, but a lot of them I'm getting for people that really like NASCAR. A couple of my friends. And my ex-mother-in-law really loves Richard Petty and Kyle Petty, so I'm going to try to get both of them for her and send them to her. She was a huge Dale Earnhardt fan, but she was also a huge Kyle Petty and Richard Petty fan, and she's from North Carolina, so she would appreciate that. So I'll probably send these off at some other point. So, Richard Petty. Man, what can you say about Richard Petty? He's now 83 years old, so he's getting up there in age. He raced 35 years. He raced cars for 35 years. That's older than some of you are right now. He raced from 1958 to 1992. He had an incredible 200 wins. And this is just a NASCAR Cup Series. This isn't in all the other series and everything like that. This is just NASCAR. 200 wins. And then I got to the most impressive that I thought. He raced in 1,184 races, so just under 1,200 races. He had 555 top 5 finishes. So if you think about that, in 47% of the races that he raced in, almost 50%, almost half of all of his races, he finished in the top 5. That is incredible. And then it goes on. Top 10 finishes. He had 712 top 10 finishes. 60% of the time he finished in the top 10. It's just unheard of. He won the pole. Now, this is interesting too. He only won the pole. I say only, but he only won the pole 123 times, which means he started first in the race. He won 123 poles. But that just goes to tell you that starting first doesn't always mean you're going to win, because he only won 10% of the time when he started on the pole. So there you go. Or, something like that. His average finish for his career was 11.3. So he finished, it's just incredible. So thank you, Mr. Petty. And that is my TTMs for the week. I hope you enjoyed it. If my research is too much, let me know. I will stop the research and I'll make it a little bit quicker. I didn't mean to go to 13 minutes, but I apologize for that. But some of these guys, you just don't know the research until you do it, and some of it's surprising. It just is. All right, guys. Have a good night. Won't keep you any longer. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Take it easy.